Hi everyone. So I want to talk a little bit about dating in 2020. And actually 2020 is not here yet. So I'm going to talk about what dating was like for me in 2019, and hopefully 2020 will be a better year. But yeah, I'm going to share some of my disasters of 2019 and just talk a little bit about like how are we supposed to date like in this day and age. It's just so complicated because like what are you supposed to do? Like if you go to a bar or whatever, like a club or whatever, it's just like a meat market. It's like, it's all about hooking up basically, and I'm not really interested in that. And oh my god, I've said it. I'm looking for a relationship. Oh my god, no, she didn't. There's so many people out there that are like so commitment phobic. It's like looking for long-term dating has become this like psychotic thing where like people will shun you if you dare even like conceive of something like that. Like, she wants to date long term. Oh my god, no. Like, what's wrong with her? So yeah, I want to date long term. I'm just interested in finding the one guy. And can I just say that, like, at this point in my life, I don't know if you want to call it high standards or just that I'm actually really happy and content with my life, and I'm having so much fun. Like, my life is so good, and literally, the only two things missing from my life, no, actually, three things missing from my life, are not even that big of a deal. So, one of them is I want to get back in shape. And I think a lot of mothers feel the same way. Like, just get back to that pre-baby body. And, I mean, it's not that hard to achieve that in my case, because all I would need to do would be to consistently diet and work out for 2, 3 months, and I'll be back to that. So, but that's much harder to do than to say, because 2, 3 months of like not drinking wine, which has become like such a good friend, especially when you're in your 30s. Wine is just like, at least for me, it's like, such a gift. Yeah, so not drinking alcohol and eating healthy. I mean, come on, man. Like all this good, amazing, unhealthy food. Anyway, I'm digressing. I want to talk about that dating. So that's number one. So that's the one thing, one of the three things actually that is, you know, basically lacking in my life to make my life perfect. And there's no such thing as perfection. So one is the weight. Two is financial stuff. And like I'm not like financially terribly off. Like I'm fine. Could be better. I am short to pay my bills every month, but that's kind of my fault because I like build a system around me and costs that doesn't really make sense with my budget, so I can fix that easily. And the third thing is like, yeah, my life is great, but like it would be nice to have some romance in it and to have a guy that makes my heart beat faster and that just gets me excited and giggly. So those are the three things. But other than that, I'm like super happy. I'm happy to be single because like I have freedom, and I'm someone who like I need my space. So, like I guess maybe you could call it high standards, but I wouldn't really call it high standards. I would more say like my life is really good and I'm happy and I'm having so much fun with my son, and my dog, and like it's great to not have to like, give away my time, or like that sounds so awful. But the thing is, it's good to be single because I'm really happy. So if someone's going to come into my life, it's got to be someone who's going to make it more awesome than it already is. So you can call that high standards, you can call it whatever you want, but you know, why kind of take away from my time and my space and give it to someone if they're not going to make my life better? And that's hard to find. It's hard to find someone who makes your life better when your life is already really good. So let's talk about dating options. All right, so going out, clubbing, etc. Meat market. Like I'm not interested in hooking up, and so like I don't like to be seen as like a potential hookup, and so that's like not really the scene for me to go and find someone. And funny enough, my ex-boyfriend, I did actually meet him at a club. And I'm gonna get back to that story in a second. Yeah, because that one is a big big disaster of 219 story. So I keep looking at my computer because I have a bunch of texts and like messages from different kind of like dating scenarios from myself from 2019. So I'm gonna read those with like I'm gonna share those and like publicly expose myself. Public exposition of Shiva. Anyway, yeah, so that's with the clubs and the bars and the pubs. And then you do online dating. And oh my God, I have so many disaster stories of online dating. But I mean, online dating, oh my God, it's like such a waste of time, you know? Like swipe, 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 swipe. And then you start talking to someone, you talk to like 3 people. And then, you know, like you just like wasting each other's time because either you stop texting them or they stop texting you. And it's just like, dude, like, why were we texting for 2 days? Like, when at the end you're just gonna be flaky and you're probably like chatting with like 7 other people at the same time. Because I'm also chatting with like a few other people at the same time, and it's just like this completely different level of non-committal and way too many options out there. And what else can we do? Yeah, speed dating. So I went on a few speed dating events, and I mean, honestly, I had good conversations with everyone. I appreciated everyone I met, but it wasn't like nobody really caught my attention to that point. What other options are out there currently? So we have speed dating, we have online dating. Oh my God, matchmakers, so expensive. Like, what the heck? Like, spending like, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, like $20,000. Like, these matchmakers, they all have different prices. And no, haven't done that, but I've heard like really bad stories where like there's more single women than single guys. And so this is just something I heard, that like these matchmakers have more women in their files than men. And so they kind of like where women end up paying a lot of money, and then the guys are just like, a lot of guys get on free because they don't have enough guys. And that's like not really fair. Anyway, I don't know what other dating options there are. You guys let me know if there's any other dating options in the comments. Yeah, there's creeps. Like, you know what? It's creepy. The thing is, like, with social media, it's kind of like a lost situation because let's say you see someone on social media like Instagram, Facebook, or even worse, people texting on LinkedIn. Like, that's a professional platform. Like, seriously, you're gonna like come to my professional page on LinkedIn and like send me a message like, hey, you know, I thought we could maybe get together. Like, seriously, dude, that's where I conduct my business. But anyway, yeah, and it's kind of like creepy. Like, people like making friend requests on Facebook or like following you on Instagram and then sending you a message. It's kind of like creepy. It's a bit like, but you know what? I don't know. Because the romantic in me is like, but what if you do see someone on Instagram or Facebook and you're like, hey, I think we could be a good match? But it's kind of like a lost situation, you know? Anyway, so 2019, for the better part of 2019, I was in a relationship, in an on and off relationship with someone that I cared about very, very much and that I still have very strong feelings for. Um, yeah, so if anyone's watching this and you've been like online dating, texting me, you're like, okay, why is she here? But whatever. Hey, we all have our, you know, dirty laundry. So there you go. I'm exposing mine. At least I'm open about it. But so basically, 2019 was this on and off relationship with this guy that was a good decade younger than me. And actually, when I met him in a club, I was like, okay, I've been single for like 2 years and I don't do hookups. And so, you know, I mean, why not like change the rules for one night and just have fun? Because he was gorgeous and, well, maybe I shouldn't say a man was gorgeous. Well, he was handsome. He was very handsome and he was very cute and very like lovable. And I was just like, why not? And of course, my over a decade younger hookup that I met in a club ended up being someone who was in my life for over a year, and that we kept like being together and breaking up. Mostly me breaking up because let me just put it this way, we had an obsessive love slash codependent relationship, and that's really not healthy, especially for someone like me who needs a lot of space. And to be just like completely invested and gaga over someone is not a great idea for me personally. Plus, being also an actress, you know, if I get a role where I have to like kiss someone or make out with someone or like just be romantic with someone, it would have obviously been a big disaster and we would have broken up eventually anyway. So I basically thought, you know what, I'm going to do a preemptive strike and end this before my heart's going to be ripped out of my chest and crushed in front of my eyes into a million pieces. But yeah, it's been over 2 months and I still have feelings. And so basically, when I broke up, I blocked him. I blocked his phone number and I blocked him on social media. And I told him, I said, I am blocking you and it's not out of malice or because I hate you, but just because I have really strong feelings for you. And I'm going to keep you blocked because I don't want to have any contact with you until I don't have these feelings anymore. And that's healthier for both of us. So I think it was an act of love towards him and self-love towards me because it really wasn't healthy. We were way too codependent and it would have blown up in our faces anyway. And yeah, I mean, X, if you're watching this, please do not email me because I can't block your email, or maybe I can, but I don't know how. And do not come over to my place, please. You're still blocked on social media and your number is still blocked, and let's keep it that way. And it's just because we're gonna hurt each other a lot if we stay together and we can't be together. And so that's basically what it is. But yeah, if you're watching this, I really, really care about you, and you're a very, very special person for me. Right, and I guess I just like kind of killed my chances of dating anyone who comes across this because like, you still have feelings for your ex. Yes, I do. I still have feelings for my ex. He was a very, very precious, sweet, loving person. He had a very good heart. There was also a lot of things wrong with him and a lot of things wrong with me. You know, nobody's perfect. So my last email to him when I broke up, trying to find it. Let's get the tears rolling here. I'm trying to open this. Where are you? What's that? Is that the last? Okay, so that's part 2 of the email. Part 1 of the email. Okay. So I called to the email. I titled it "Until I See You Again." And I wrote, "My darling, please don't respond to this email because whatever you will say, positive or negative, even with good intentions, will hurt my heart. I've blocked your number and on Facebook, so you can't call or message me. Please don't respond to this email either. I really can't handle any correspondence from you right now. I just wanted you to know that I truly love you, and I know and felt in my heart you love me too. Our connection was very special and I will never forget it. I want to apologize if I was ever mean to you. I can be really mean. I want to apologize if I was ever mean to you or treated you less than you deserved. I saw all the changes you tried to make and that you did make, and those were all great gifts from you, and I cherish them. I need to take time to heal and take care of myself, and I'm sure you need to do the same. That's why it's best that we have no communication for a while. I do want to reach out to you once I'm healed and I'm at peace for not having you as my boyfriend. I do want to be able to be your friend one day and celebrate our accomplishments together and talk about hopes and dreams once again." You know, guys, what's really weird? So my mom called me today. She's like, the weirdest thing. She's like, "Oh my God, like, I dreamt about him last night. And in my dream, he came to me, like to my mom, and he was like, is Shiva dating someone? Is Shiva like seeing someone?" And she was telling him in her dream, she was telling him like, I don't know what she's doing. Like, how am I supposed to know? But I thought that was interesting because yesterday I was thinking about making this video, and obviously I was thinking about him, and my mom like had a dream about him, which is really weird. You know, is it coincidence? Does he really have those questions? And popped into my mom's dream. Like, not him consciously, obviously, but I don't know. I believe in spirituality, and I believe in like something more magical than just this tangible form that we possess. But anyway, yeah, so let me open this stuff up. Then I started seeing this guy, and actually I met this guy while we were broken up for a while before we broke up for good. And you know, trying to open this stuff. Anyway, so it's like I wasn't really talking to him because I was on and off and nothing ever really happened between us, like just went for a couple of dinners. But then it was just so slow. Like, okay, when I finally broke up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this guy a chance or give us a chance. But then it's like texting every 3-4 days and like seeing each other like once every 10 days, and literally nothing's happened between us. So a few times I had to text him and say, so I think for our next date we should do something more intimate than sitting across from each other in a restaurant. Or like, then another time I texted him, the communication between us is so slow and we see each other so little, it would take us a year from today to even start to seriously date. Like, boring. Then, yeah, so I sent a couple of these. I've been thinking about this a lot. It seems stupid to not pursue something when both people seem to be decent. But yesterday I saw your message and I completely forgot to answer. And also, we haven't been able to even text a little bit daily, and I think we're both equally responsible, like we really are. I'm not sure if it's just the spark that's missing or we're too busy parenting and working. Like telling someone the spark is missing. Ooh. Either way, I think we can say we sort of tried and resolved to keep the good memories. So I tried, but then he texted me and said, he texted me like, he first agreed. He said, okay, fine, like I respect your wishes. If you don't want to date, we're not going to date. And then a couple of days later he wrote, I think it's a mistake to not pursue for both of us, just saying what I think after a few days to think about. And I'm like, why do you think it's a mistake? And he's like, because I know what kind of man I am, and for my side I have feelings for you. So I'm like, oh my god, wow, you do. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, what's wrong with me? Like, there's someone that says they have feelings for me, and like I have no feelings whatsoever. Is it because I'm still like recovering or healing from my ex, or is it because like there's just no spark and this seems like a really good person? Like, why am I not dating him? I don't know, man. Like, but it's just the spark is not there. So I had my doubts. But I said, okay, fine. So we saw each other one more time. And again, we just like went for dinner. That's it. And then last night I wrote to him and I said, hey, the communication between us is just too slow. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming both of us. But the fact is, it's not normal that this has not picked up. I'm going to let it go now. It's making me feel more lonely, actually. And then I became poetic. Better to be single and not feel alone than kind of dating someone and feel lonely. And this is actually like a reference to one of my all-time favorite poems by John Milton called Paradise Lost, and it's somewhere in the beginning of the book. And basically, it's part of Satan's speech when he's cast out of heaven. And Satan says, I'm paraphrasing because I'm sure that's not exactly John Milton's words, but it's like 99%. Milton wrote, well, Satan said, what good... Okay, let's go to... I'm going to let go of the first part because I don't remember the first part. But like basically the sentence that struck me is, the mind is in itself, and in itself can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. And then he wrote, or Milton wrote for Satan, he wrote, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. But in my like 15-year-old brain, when I read that, it really struck me because I was like, the mind is in itself, and in itself can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. And then I thought it was preposterous because I am pretty spiritual. I wouldn't say I'm religious, but like I have very strong beliefs in God. And so the sentence, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven, seemed like so sinful that I even liked that sentence. And I was like, oh my God, I shouldn't be like... But I mean, Satan didn't actually say that. John Milton wrote a poem. But anyway, so that sentence, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven, that's my... Better to be single and not feel alone than kind of dating someone and feel lonely. You see what I did there? That's where that comes from. So that's the stuff there. So that one is done now. Never picked up. Nothing ever special happened. I mean, he was a good guy, but like, it's just, there was no spark. So then um, I've been like on OkCupid, and then I've been texting, or like, yeah, I've been texting back and forth with like three guys. And anyway, so one of them is like, we've never actually, I haven't met any of these guys, okay? So one of them is like writing stuff. I mean, this guy's never met me, okay? And he's like writing, wishing I was cuddling with you instead, like instead of whatever he's doing. And that was a text from like 2 days ago. And I'm like, really? How can you say that about a person you've never met? I mean, it's flattering, but maybe you wouldn't want to cuddle at all if you met me. Like, that's just so. Come on, man. Like, do you believe yourself what you wrote there? And this is like not to like, publicly humiliate someone in any way. His name is not there. But it's like, come on. Like, am I just a realist, or is this just way too like fake, wishing I was cuddling with you? Like, how can you possibly wish that? You don't even know me. So that's kind of like a turn off. So same guy, I'm saying, okay, well, we've been wanting to meet for like 2 weeks and we haven't. And we've both been flaky. So so he's been suggesting Starbucks, and I'm like, okay, this is like a few days. I'm okay, let's meet, but where? Please not Starbucks. And then I said, let's go do a board game place or something. Let's go to a board game. And then he's like, you prefer Tim Hortons? Like, no, come on. Why would I want to have a first date at a Tim Hortons? Please. Like, if I'm saying that Starbucks is lame, like, you think I want to go to Tim Hortons? And I love the Starbucks lattes, but I just don't want to like have a first date in a Starbucks. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh gosh, brain exploding. There's a snakes and lattes in Midtown. We can have tea and play board games. Or is that too Canadian for you? Mind you, this is not a Canadian, obviously. And he responds, way too white for a first date. Like, really? I'm like, but we are white. But I mean, I think this response, like this whole texting here is just funny. Like, it's you know what, I have dark humor, so I don't know if you guys see the joke, but to me this is funny. Like, way too white for a first date, dude. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know. So yeah, I'm definitely not going out with this guy. I'm just totally turned off. Then this other guy that I had promised I'm gonna go out with him Saturday night, which was, today's Monday, yeah? Oh my god, I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, the day before yesterday. And then I was flaky because I just felt so tired, and like, I'm just not really, I guess I do still have very strong feelings for my ex. So like, I'm not really like into anyone. So I'm like, hey, so where did you want to go? And mind you, we've said like 5 days ago we're gonna meet on Saturday. I'm really sleepy actually. And then he's like, so you don't want to meet clubbing as we decided? And I'm like, I don't have the energy for clubbing. I'm conjuring all my strength to not let you down and go for a drink, because I don't like to be flaky. So I'm like, I don't like flaky people and don't like to agree to do something and then not do it. I'm just so sleepy. And it was true. I was like so sleepy. Like, I just wanted to go sleep. And I know it's pathetic because it was only 7:30, but like, I was all cozy in my place, and I was like Netflix binge watching like cheesy Christmas movies, and I was like, I don't feel like going clubbing. And then he's like, it's okay, you rest, I guess. I don't want to bother you. So that's how I killed off that one. And then, oh yeah, this one's good. So on OkCupid and all other online dating, you basically, I mean, I don't know about you, but I keep like texting stuff that is like, I just make such an idiot of myself. So this guy, we like texted for like maybe 3 minutes, and it went nowhere because I found out that he was like, he's someone who like invests in real estate and like fixes places and resells them. I'm like, oh really? I just renovated my kitchen, bathroom, finished my basement, blah blah blah. And like, he never texted back. I mean, whatever. I'm a business person too, okay? Maybe that wasn't sexy enough for you. And I'm not gonna text if you're not interested. This is another guy. I made such an idiot of myself, and I don't even know, like, I guess I'm just so honest. Like, I just like shared the stupidest thing you can share, and I said, I'm about to meet 2 people. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you write that? Like, even if it's honest, it's obviously stupid. Like, you're texting someone, you're like, I'm about to meet two people. And then he's like, so you have two dates lined up? Why are we talking? It seems to me one would want to give the already set up meets a proper chance to your attention. Like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. So I spent like the rest of the day and the day after feeling like such an idiot. I'm like, oh my God, you're so embarrassing. And I like basically then for like 2 days, our texts were all about like me trying to like save my face with this person that I've never met in my life. And I'm like, I'm totally monogamous and loyal person. Now you have this view of me being some type of player. So far from the truth, but I totally see how you got this impression. Like, okay, this is epic. Me on like an online dating site telling a guy that he's seeing me as a player. Like, wow, this is just too funny. And he's like, I'm not trying to analyze you or make any judgments, just a different philosophy is all. Like, dude, are you kidding? I mean, no harm or foul towards you and that pretty smile of yours. I'm like, now we're back in the game, because now he's like telling me nice stuff. And so then we were able to pick it up again and say nice stuff to each other. And then he's like, he said, you're different than most, I will assure you of that. I'm like, whoa. But then, of course, it being online dating and he's probably texting 7 other people, the conversation kind of went silent for like a full day, and like we didn't really text anymore. And I'm not someone, like, I'm too proud, I'm not gonna chase someone. So it's like one text a day for like the next 3 days. Anyway, so I don't know. I haven't met this guy, but I mean, I'm still interested. He's really cute, and he has this whole philosophy of not like seeing multiple people. So that's interesting. While I'm on the topic, dude, like, what's up with guys that don't pay like that $20 a month fee for, like, if you're online dating and you want to meet someone, like, what's $20? Like, $20 is like the coffee and snack you get at Starbucks like every single day. And like, you're like so cheap, you don't even want to like invest $20. So you have like all these guys saying, myself summer can't see likes, message me. So you can't see likes because they haven't paid, they're like on the free thing. And I'm like, why would I even want to like your thing or like talk to you? Because if you don't want to spend $20 like to meet someone, then I don't know, like, I'm just saying, it's not very attractive like that. You don't even have $20 or don't want to invest $20, or maybe it just shows you're not really serious about dating. So yeah, this is my dating disasters of 2019, and you know, I'm hoping 2020 will be better, although I'm happy and I'm a happy single person. I am very romantic, and I've kind of been waiting since I was like 11 for my soulmate, or the one. I believe we have many soulmates. In fact, I believe, for example, my son is one of my soulmates, but I believe like we have like a soul family, and I've been waiting for that. And I'm pretty sure like my ex-husband and my ex were also part of that soul family, but I'm like still waiting for that one soulmate, you know, who we're supposed to be together. And dude, like, what's taking you so long? You know, like that song said, I don't know who you are, but I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And you know, it's gonna piss me off so bad if you're like coming into my life when I'm like 50, 60, because like, what the actual heck? Like, I don't want to wait that long. And I do hope there's someone out there for me. So romantic. I'm just a hopeless romantic. But I do hope there's someone out there for me. I hope like someone that is like me, you know, someone who isn't afraid, someone who doesn't think that commitment and long-term dating are like signs of like psychotic personality. I don't know, man. It seems like nowadays it's just like people are so scared of commitment. And I don't know if that's just a Canadian thing. I don't know if that's a global thing. I was 17 when I left Italy, and Italians are not commitment phobic. They cheat a lot, but they're not commitment phobic. So I don't know if this is a Canadian thing or if generally, like, maybe Italy has become like that too now. But dude, it's hard to date in Canada, like, especially here, you know, Toronto. Montreal was even worse. I don't know if this is like a cultural thing, but it's like people are so scared of commitment. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna say something so cheesy now that we're online and this is an online vlog. Yeah, I hope to be with my love next Christmas. That's what I want. On another note, but very similar note, I want to say last night when I was walking with my dog, and it was like 9:30 p.m. and the weather has been amazing lately here in Toronto, and we just went for this really long walk, and I was looking at all the Christmas lights, and then, you know, some people, like, you know, at red lights in their cars listening to music, some people alone, some with friends, and I just really had this really strong sense of, like, I was alone with my dog, and my son's in Mexico with his dad, so I'm like alone right now these days. But I just had this sense of, like, I just felt so content and so not alone, if that makes any sense. Like, just seeing all the Christmas lights, you know, around, and seeing the people, like, in their cars or walking on the street, and I just felt like we're all so similar. Like, we're just big of this, we're all part of this big pool of, like, you know, souls that are so similar. And it struck me that so many people feel alone and isolated, but if they could for like a minute feel in their hearts what I sometimes feel, of how connected I feel to everyone, if they could feel that for a minute, they would never feel alone again. And it's the most beautiful feeling. It's the most beautiful feeling to feel connected and to feel that we're so similar. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it is a beautiful feeling. Anyway, so hope next Christmas I'll be with my love that I've been waiting for since I was 11 years old. Don't know who you are. Don't know why you're taking so long, but I do hope I find you. And I don't know how I'm gonna find you, man. Or, like, you find me. Like, why do I have to do all the work? You find me. I work a lot already. So I'm putting this out there. Whoever you are, wherever you are, come and find me. I'm waiting, okay? All right. Yeah, and I didn't just give license to everyone online to, like, stalk me or stuff like that. Creepy. But yeah, you find me in a cheesy romantic Netflix movie way. Like, I don't know, we, like, meet at the library, or, you know, something like that. Or, like, I trip and, like, the Starbucks latte, like, falls on my face and I look like an idiot while you come and pick me up and you're like, are you okay? And then I see you and I recognize you from your eyes and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Wouldn't that be the most awesome thing, to meet someone in a really cheesy way? That would be, like, so awesome. Anyway, bye guys.